I bring this up for a very, very important reason. You've heard of the term, the human term called a glass ceiling? Glass ceiling. There is a wing ceiling. There's a wing ceiling. There's this thing called the glass ceiling, and it's the inability to rise up and above. It's an illusion, doesn't really exist, but people believe in it. And they believe that this glass ceiling is there if they come from a poor family, that they're never going to be rich because of their background. Yes, it makes it a little bit more difficult, but actually it can make it much easier. There's people who put up the glass ceilings having to do with their intelligence. Intelligence is highly, highly overrated. And it's actually, intelligence really isn't that smart. It's one thing to memorize facts and figures, but it's a whole other thing to live in life, to have what I would call just common sense, or perhaps better said, any sense other than just focus. But there's a lot of glass ceilings there. There's one that you all hit from time to time. It's the wing ceiling, or maybe think of it as a feather ceiling. You know, it's not solid, and it's not like a stone wall. It's just a bunch of angel wings. And the funny thing is they're your own angel wings. And the regrets that I get all the time isn't about some of the things you mentioned today. What I get all the time when they come to the other side and they say, oh, damn. It's regret that they let their doubts drown them. The regret that they just didn't do it. And it could be anything from something mundane in human life, but I'm applying it here to the allowingness in your spiritual realization. You've had some amazing breakthroughs, absolute thrilling breakthroughs. And then there's that next day syndrome. Must be crazy. That must have just been because I ate a pizza and it gave me heartburn and that triggered some chemical in my brain and I had kind of a lucid experience on the toilet. And it's just, but you justify it out of existence. You know, at the very deepest levels within you, you absolutely know. I know you know. We talk about it. You can sense it. But then you let this feather ceiling, this wing ceiling get in your way. The wings are up there. They're your own. They're inviting you to go beyond. They're inviting you to rise up with them. Remember what I said in our last shout. Let the wings of your dreams carry you into realization. The dreams that you've had from the Atlantean times until now, the dreams of embodied realization, let those wings carry you. But it's almost like you're afraid of them. Like, wow, there's those wings up there and, I can't get past them. They're yours. And they want to take you beyond the doubt and the holding back and the feeling that you're going to go crazy. You are not going to go crazy. I can tell you that right now. My only exception to that, and I'll probably get a few nasty grams, my only exception to that, if you are on one of these SSRI medications, and I don't want to argue the fact and anything else, because the fact is they're driving people crazier. People do insane things because it puts a very wet blanket over a natural rhythm of the mind, and especially if one is coming into awakening or into awakening, it will do so much damage that will cause lifetimes of corrective activities. There's a couple things we're doing up in the other realms right now. One is we're having to train angelic beings who have been on Earth before, not the newcomers or never-beens, but the ones who've been on Earth before, how to handle the beings who die, who have been on the SSRIs. They are numb. They are gray, little gray pellets when they show up. They are so without awareness. And to try to work with them, when there's no vitality, there's no passion, to try to work with them, it's harder than working with a suicide case when they come to the other side. If they've been on these medications for any length of time, Calder's asking me, fact-checking me, but it's any time longer than 2 years, and they're still on them when they die. they also want to die. They want to go out of existence. They cannot stand it anymore. They know there's something in there, but it's been grayed out. It's been blanked out of them. They just want to go out of existence. So can you imagine trying to work with them? The other group that we're training right now is, because we know it's coming, we've seen some of it, the ones who get lost in virtual reality. I talked about it in the ProNest update. Virtual reality is becoming so real, so seductive and compelling that there are those who are going to get lost in the goggles and the masks, or even just the constant day in, day out of these video games and the other things that are coming next, that they die within the virtual reality. The funny, there's nothing funny about it. The odd thing about it, sometimes their bodies haven't died. And they're back there. They've got a robot body. I mean, it's on autopilot. Their biology's on autopilot, but there's nothing left here. They've died within virtual reality. We've got to help them get back to the I am here, to the I exist. And these are challenges that we're facing with the very changing world that you have.